This is the story of a gentle giant, a living relic who carried the fate of his entire species on his broad shoulders. This is the story of Sudan, the last male northern white rhino, and his journey from a wild African Eden to the lonely precipice of extinction. In the vast, sun-drenched savannas of Central Africa, a world teemed with life. Here, a young northern white rhino calf named Sudan roamed freely under the watchful eye of his mother. Their world was an ancient paradise, untouched and wild, but this idyllic existence was shattered by the brutal intrusion of man. In a storm of chaos and fear, the young calf was captured, torn away from his mother and his home, his life forever changed by a single violent act. His familiar world vanished, replaced by an uncertain and terrifying future far from the African plains he called home. From the boundless freedom of the savannah, Sudan was thrust into the cold, hard reality of captivity. His new world was a concrete enclosure at the Dvor Kralove Zoo in what was then Czechoslovakia. For decades, this sterile environment was his entire universe. Through the bars of his enclosure, he watched the seasons turn, the fleeting green of summer giving way to the stark white of winter, a cycle repeating year after lonely year. While Sudan lived out his quiet existence, a war was being waged against his kind. News reports and grim images chronicled the relentless slaughter, as rampant poaching for their valuable horns drove the northern white rhino to the very edge of oblivion in the wild. Just as all hope seemed lost, a glimmer emerged. An aging Sudan was carefully loaded into a large crate and placed onto an aircraft, beginning an extraordinary journey back to his ancestral homeland. He arrived at the Ol Pejeta Conservancy in Kenya, and after nearly 4 decades, his feet touched African soil once more. On the sprawling plains, he was introduced to the only other known survivors of his kind, his daughter Najin and his granddaughter Fatu. The reunion of the last 3 northern white rhinos on Earth offered a fragile, fleeting hope for the future of their lineage. As the years passed, Sudan grew old and frail. His magnificent frame, once a symbol of wild strength, now bore the heavy weight of time. He became the most protected animal on the planet, watched over day and night by a dedicated team of keepers and a contingent of armed rangers who guarded him from the ever-present threat of poachers. His story resonated across the globe, and people from all corners of the world traveled to Kenya just to witness this living monument to extinction. Sudan became more than just a rhino. He was a global icon, a poignant living symbol of the devastating impact of human greed on the natural world. On March 19, 2018, surrounded by the people who loved and protected him, Sudan's long journey came to a peaceful end. The passing of the last male northern white rhino sent ripples of grief across the world. International news headlines announced the tragic loss. On social media, tributes poured in from global figures. Actress Nargis Fakhri shared a cherished photo of her time with him, while cricketer Rohit Sharma mourned the loss of the big guy himself. The tragedy amplified the anti-poaching advocacy of actors like Leonardo DiCaprio and Salma Hayek. Around the world, artists created murals and memorials, ensuring his image would endure as a permanent reminder of what we stand to lose. His death was not an end, but a catalyst. Today, his daughter Najin and granddaughter Fatu still roam the Kenyan savannah, carrying the genetic legacy of their species. They are a living promise, the focus of groundbreaking scientific efforts to one day bring the northern white rhino back from the brink. Sudan's story is a heartbreaking elegy for a lost world, but it is also a powerful call to action, a testament to hope, resilience, and the enduring fight to save our planet's most vulnerable creatures.